right, we're here. Without further ado, it's been a long day, but we definitely have an interesting situation right now. And I'm actually happy I'm coming in right now because Williams is pitching. And there's been a lot of discourse about Devin Williams, and I have to say a couple different things here. First of all, I think the Yankees have handled this about as poorly as you possibly can. We're going to start there. I think the fan reaction has been outrageous, and the media reaction, not including myself, of course, has also been horrifically bad across the board. And I'm going to get to all of that. J.C. Escarra's first home run is really fun. That was yesterday. Aaron Judge is still a physical specimen, still hitting over 400. I don't know what else to really say about that. Cody Bellinger struggling. Yep. Volpe turning it around. A little Oswald Peraza debate on the roster spot when Mayhew possibly returns in a bit. Yankees let Yogo go, and Devin Williams strike out on the airbender right there. And I'm going to say how I think this whole thing has been handled very soon, but I am watching the game live, so bear with me. It's a one-run game, 8th inning, so all Yankees talk is going to be concentrated on this game, which is not that much longer, by the way. And then after that, I'll switch towards the Mets. Best record in the league. They had a brutal collapse yesterday. They had a huge win today. Juan Soto still not really hitting for power. I definitely have some things to say as well about that. And then also, they got to replace A.J. Minter. A lot of injuries, no joke, as we've seen with the Yankees, Montas, and whatever else. Anaya's definitely getting closer on the exact timetable. And Devin is spinning that thing good. So Brady goes down. Not a fan of that move. I thought it was not the right decision. McNeil's coming in and producing. Acuna's doing well, so I get it. But, just a lot of layers to that as well. But that's for later. Right now, it's going to be Yankees talk. And let me share this link out there first before I fully dive in here. So bear with me for a minute as I get going. And that's what we're going to end up doing. So Devin has a 1-2 count to Kjerstad. Hi. But I do notice that he looks way better early on, at least, based off what I've seen. So, yeah, that's what I would say. But he's came in attack mode at least, 3-2. But these are good waste pitches. So these are competitive pitches, kind of. So I'm going to bear with it still. Yeah, sorry. I'm doing Twitter and YouTube. Should probably do a thumbnail, too. Maybe Devin Williams. That would get the people going. Kjerstad's battling. It's 3-2. I know he's going to try to do the airbender. So here's going to be the thing. Does he go low with that? Does he make it enticing enough for him to swing? Is it the ball and Kjerstad takes it? Is it borderline strike? He swings through it. I think that's what he needs to start doing. He's got to start throwing it in the bottom of the zone, not out of the zone, but enough to be respected and call for a strike. Because right now they're just taking it. And he's battling still 94, not in a great spot, but gets away with it. Probably looking change, I would guess. Yankees and Mets Pod Live right now on RST and YouTube. Yeah. Jazz I'm going to have to discuss. He's definitely a hot topic, and that's 2 outs for Devin Williams. So, so far, so good. 12 pitches, 2 outs. And I got to get this on YouTube, on Instagram now. But anyway, we are going to say that this is definitely a new experience, kind of. I mean, I've done this before, but it's just a little bit new on this network to do it during the game. That's the best way to put it. So we'll see what everyone wants to do with that. But hey, it's up to them. And whoever wants to pop in, I appreciate it. That's cool. I know it's 9-ish on the East Coast, but I'm cool with all of it. Devin Williams, 1, 2, 3 inning. Yep. Yes, sir. So that's great to see Dev bounce back, I would say. And that's could be a big first step. Let's see. Like he said, he's got to stack up zeros. He's got to do it consistently. And he's not going to worry about closing right now. He's going to try to do that. And then once he puts together a few outings that are good and positive, then the conversation can maybe reemerge about closing. Also, depending how Luke Weaver's doing. And I really have to say something about Luke Weaver and the Yankees fans, like very strange obsession with Luke Weaver. It's like, I don't know. I have a lot of friends that like him, and I'm not disrespecting Luke at all. That's not what I'm doing here. But there is a couple things that needs to be cleared up here, I would say. So really, honestly speaking, he's going to give up runs, obviously. We can start there. His ERA is 0. It's not going to last. And, yeah, that's about it as far as I would say with that. Yeah, but Devin got a K. Definitely want to share that and let people know what's going on with that. Because everyone's been so vocal about, oh, he can handle New York. Oh, he's the next Joey Gallo. Oh, his character, his body language. And here's the thing about that. First of all, was Joey Gallo ever the best hitter in the league? No, I don't think he was. And people want to compare him to Sonny Gray. Was Sonny Gray ever the best starting pitcher in the league? No, I don't think he was. And also the other guys too, even the Andrew Heaney's of the world, the Carl Pavanos, and Rodon's doing better, and I'll get to him as well. He deserves a lot of props. He's pitching pretty good of late. I would say that, but that's what's going on with that. And we'll see. And this is actually interesting how they decided to do this, because, like, so I just think the whole thing's been handled piss poorly. First of all, he's pitched 8 innings. Eight. Okay, 8. He's had 9 appearances. And the fans saying, we want Weaver. First of all, you guys, Devin has to pitch to 3 batters. Like, what purpose does that serve? He literally has to pitch to 3 batters. He's trying to win a game. And the fans have the audacity to chant, we want Weaver. Like, it makes no sense. Like, what does that do? Nothing. Except shake his confidence as he's blowing the game. You're going to chant for another closer. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And the fact that people are getting for this and saying the fans did the right thing, it was the right decision, well, you can argue it was the right or wrong decision, but it was not something that the fans should have dictated. And that they are reacting to fans, that's not how a team's going to win, because when you listen to the fans, you sit with the fans. You get fired. That's what they say, and that's the truth. So, and then, first of all, he's had a long layoff last time. I spoke about we had the kid that's only threw up some timing. Spring training was a little bit slow. He wasn't hurt, but, like, he did only pitch like 20-something innings last year, too. That's another thing. So maybe there is some rust he's trying to build off. But, like, and the homer to Pete Alonso, did it do more damage than we thought? I mean, it's possible. Who knows at this point? But to say that Devin Williams is broken when he hasn't even thrown 9 innings, well, he has now, but before today, it just makes no sense. And the whole thing, and the media saying, oh, he's taking too long, this and that. Like, first of all, there's definitely been times that I've waited for players and they haven't come. And I know they're supposed to speak in the original matter, but they're not. Well, I mean, they're obligated in a certain sense, but, like, there's not like a time limit. And to me, it seems like there's a lot of pettiness going on. And I'm also going to say another thing about this as well. It's the fact that the facial hair policy and all the jokes, just cut it out. Just let it go already. The policy's gone. And to be honest, like I've been saying, it was a stupid policy. It's outdated. I do not care. And the Yankees are not the Yankees anymore. They're not the Yankees we grew up supporting. They're not the Yankees that George was in charge of. This team, objectively speaking, has not won a championship in 15 years. And the fact that people are going to sit up there and say that, like, oh, Luke Weaver, gentleman of the day. Oh, like, Weaver's perfect. Oh, we can't put a smidge on him. Well, he also almost gave a few bombs. And I don't know how many times I have to specify he was a journeyman. And yeah, it looks good now. But, like, the smoke and mirrors can only last for so long. Like, we do not know this is legitimately who Luke Weaver is still. He was a closer for what, like 2 months, and everyone wants to annoy him? Like, it's ridiculous. And that's, like, I'm not disrespecting Luke, but Devin was the best closer in the game with Class A at a certain point in time. One of the best relievers in baseball. That's not Luke Weaver. It doesn't matter how anyone looks at it. That's just not what he is. And the fact that people don't realize the deficiency that this creates, if Devin Williams is not right, and if he's not what he needs to be, that's another hole in the Yankees bullpen. And the Yankees pitching staff is not good enough to overcome holes, as you're seeing with the starting rotation. And yes, I'm going to get to Will Warren too. But Devin needs to be a lot better. I get it. And I'm not excusing what he's done. But what I am portraying is that people need to be way more patient with him than they are. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, it's April. These games, yes, they matter. Yes, they all count the same and all that. But in the grand scheme of things, right now, the Yankees are still in control of their own destiny. And they still lead the AL East by a little bit. And everyone's kind of bunched up. The Red Sox, Rays are getting better. Orioles look bad even if they win tonight. I said their pitching staff means it's not a fluke, and I still agree the Yankees just didn't hit today. But they did face their best pitcher technically in Sugano. And the fact that Sugano was able to get all those Ks is troubling, considering he didn't get all those against any other team. But this is not a scrouch. He's not a scrub. He's a polished international pitcher. He used to strike out a lot of batters in the NPB. He's played in the WBC before. Like, this is not just a bum that the Yankees couldn't hit. Like, he is a very quality pitcher. So that's another misconception. But more importantly with Devin Williams, let the guy breathe. Let him adjust. He's coming from Milwaukee to New York. Like, that's not an easy thing to do. The media presence is small to huge there. He never had to deal with that before. And if you look at what's taking place, like, yeah, all the outings have not been great for the most part. Bellinger might be getting out. It's a 3-2. Nope, no look. So 2 out. Field Batista up against Belly on the mound. Bellinger is really struggling. He's not looking good. I don't know what's going on. I know he was banged up with the back a little bit. He comes out hot with the homer early. Had 2 bombs early, and we haven't heard from him in a while. Actually, the other one was in Tampa, I think. But regardless, he hits like moonshot against Nestor Cortez, and then you don't hear from him. So Nestor is a huge part of this as well, because he was the guy that was traded for Cortez, and Bellinger struck out, and the Orioles win 4-3. So the Yankees are now on a 1-game losing streak. Orioles get right after they got swept by the Tigers. So they battle back. Ultimately, the hitting wasn't good enough. Will Warren had 1 bad inning, really, and that was their undoing. So back to the stuff with Williams and this trade. Nestor Cortez is a sunk cost. He's on the 60th AIL. He might not even pitch again this year. His time in New York had to be done. There was nothing left for the Yankees getting Nestor Cortez. So that is a sunk cost. Now, the one that might hurt that I've talked about for a while could potentially be Caleb Durbin, especially because the Yankees never filled their infield hole. And I kept hearing all season they were going to do it. Oh, they'll find someone, they'll trade for someone, the opening day starter's not here. Well, guess what? They didn't do it. And now the infield's a mess. Oswaldo Cabrera is a solid player, but he's not a starting third baseman. Peraza's trying to figure it out, and he gets no leeway or slack from this fan base either. So I don't know how much more time he's going to get left. Today was rough. I get it. He had an error kind of, and then didn't hit well. And then you look at the situation with Reyes, who's really horrifically bad. Pablo Reyes should not be on the New York Yankees. Pablo Reyes is barely even a major league caliber player. His career OPS is in the 600 range, and he has like over 1,000 at bats, I think. Like, the fact that he broke camp with the team still baffles me. Like, they needed to get someone. They didn't do it. And even when LeMahieu went down, which is like, yeah, I know LeMahieu's not someone you want to be relied upon. I'm sorry. 534 at-bats, but still, the point stands. Cut the at-bats in half, but this guy's clearly not an MLB hitter. That's Pablo Reyes. Peraza only has like 200-something at-bats, and people want to run him out of town. And he's never gotten that full run when he's never going to get it with the Yankees. So even if he survives with DJ coming back, which I think Reyes should go, because I feel like there's literally zero use for Reyes. And him pinch hitting for J.C. Escarra was a complete disgrace the other day. And Escarra showed that he could hit a lefty yesterday. He gets a single against the lefty, and he hits a bomb off Chad Green. Absolute no doubt. They're 4-15. And the Hialeah kid pimped it a little bit, rightfully so. That home run was great. And J.C. is looking good. I like everything I'm seeing. Defense is getting good reviews from Boone. And the organization still, offense is coming around. He's only going to play once or twice a week, but he's making the most out of his opportunities. And kid living his dream while the New York Yankees, the team his parents grew up rooting for, he grew up rooting for. It's just an incredible story, and I just can't commend him enough, really can't. All the work he's put in, even put himself in a position to get back to the majors after everything that happened to him. Outstanding stuff. And then you look at Fernando Cruz, another guy that's been great. And another guy who has a similar story to J.C. Escarra. Doesn't make his MLB debut till he's 32. He's pitching on the Jackals in New Jersey, like in my backyard, for Christ's sakes. And now he's pitching for the Yankees, too. And he's been their best reliever besides Luke Weaver. So he's been the godsend, basically, a setup man. He's even pulled in a few saves. And you look at the situation with that. I mean, he's stabilizing this bullpen with Devin trying to figure it out. But guess what? Devin got a clean inning today. He did what he had to do. Now, was it really to the point? The Yankees, I don't understand. And it worked out, thankfully, for them. But I don't understand why he did not get in yesterday, and that game was 10-1. If you want a guy to get work, what better time than when it's 10-1? Why are you bringing him in the game? I mean, it worked, but still, when it's a one-run ball game and he's been struggling, like, I don't understand. Why would you try to potentially cost yourselves another game just because they're trailing instead of winning? But it's the same thing because a bad inning takes him out of it completely, in essence. And then in the other situation, you're up 10-1. If he has a bad inning, they're still going to win the game. So this whole thing has been really backwards to me, all of it. And why was Clay Holmes given such a big leash last year, too, after all the stuff that was going on with him? And, yeah, the Tampa Bay start I broke down from Williams' appearance was not good, but it was a lot of soft contact. But, again, like I said, walking Rorfet was the cardinal sin, rightfully so. You can't do that. You just can't. So, with Williams, like, I'm trying to look at the game logs to see how they did this. So, here's his game logs. And, yes, the ERA, 1.125, will drop a little bit. So he pitched the first game of the year, was shaky, but they figured it out. He had 2 scoreless outings after that. Well, no, I'm sorry, 1 scoreless outing after that. He was fine, a clean inning in Pittsburgh, will walk strikeout. Then he gives up a ghost runner, and people going nuts about that. It's a ghost runner. People, after 3 games, already wanted to take him out of closer role. Like, it was so weird. Like, it's not just like because now, like, they had no patience for this guy from the jump. He didn't pitch good against the Tigers, but they held on. So there were 2 games he didn't pitch while they held on. Then he had 4 straight scoreless appearances. What do you know? Oh, we actually didn't give it up in 4 games in a row. And he still has 4 saves, oddly enough, despite how bad he's been. So it's not like every single appearance has been horrific. But the problem is, like, it's coming in bad. Like, the ones he has been bad have been really bad. He has 9 Ks in 9 innings, so that's around what he would average. His walks are 7. That's very tight for 9 innings, obviously. That's not good. 12 hits is problematic, and the 10 runs is a problem. I'm not going to disagree with any of that. But if you look at it, it's really 3 horrifically bad outings. That's what this comes down to. And the last one from the fans, the behavior was disgusting. And the thing with Jared Duran and fan behavior, like, it's out of control. Like, you guys are going to watch a game. Like, keep yourselves calm. It's a baseball game. It's not life or death. And for Duran, it almost was. And we wrote a story on it, Jesus, and the videos and everything. And, like, he's a good dude, stand-up guy. He kind of documented stuff, trying to help other people. He almost took his own life. And he's a very skillful player. So, like, honestly, it's a crazy situation because, like, you really have to put it in perspective because if someone like that can have those thoughts and then, like, another off-topic, then quick, I'm not trying to steer off too much. Avicii, another person, all the success in the world. And look, and yeah. But I'm not going to go any further. Sorry. So I want to talk about former Yankee prospects now that are on other teams. So the first trade we're breaking down is the Williams trade. Caleb Durbin hit a bomb. He has 250 average, 32 at bats only. So it's a small sample size. Not too much to pick from yet, 5 RBIs. But he's been decent so far. So far, so good. He's played in 10 games. So good for Caleb. And it's very interesting because he's playing third base for them. And he's definitely better than whatever the Yankees have at third base right now, I would say. I don't really think that's too much of a debate. So that's why, like, I was happy with the Zevin trade. Losing Caleb sucked. Although, Ozzy has a higher WAR, he's played more. So take of that what you want. But we'll see how it all shakes out. But today was a good step forward for Devin Williams. It's just, like, so infuriating, disgusting. Also, misconceptions. Devin Williams said he did not tip the pitch to Alonso, or maybe he doesn't want to admit it, but there's a video out there saying that he tipped the pitch. It's freaking bolded. It's pinned on Twitter somewhere, but, like, he did not say he tipped the pitch. He did not blame that. And he spoke about that with Eric Boland, I remember, but and Boland's a good reporter, but the Devin Williams discourse is crazy to me. I don't understand why people want to run him out of New York. Like I said, it creates another hole. The Yankees don't have the assets to trade for another reliever. They barely have the assets to trade for a quality starting pitcher and third baseman. Never mind making another reliever trade. Like, that is not what they need to be doing, especially because they're going to need more help in that bullpen. The starting rotation is not good enough, which leaks into the bullpen. And, yeah, Luis Hill's on his way back. He started playing catch, but he has a long, long way to go still. That's not anything that's going to be guaranteed anytime soon. So he's 2 months out potentially. Clark Schmidt, another thing. Like, why are people going nuts on Schmidt? It's his third start of the year. His third. Like, relax with Schmidt. And he gave up 1 run and 5-run ball still. Like, he's going to be fine. And he needs to pitch deeper in the games and limit his walks. But again, third start of the year. 3. Let him be. He'll be good. Now, let me do Will Warren really quick. When it comes to Will, I think people are being way too premature with Will, too. So that's what I would say with that. He hasn't even pitched 50 MLB innings. So that's what I would say with that. And meanwhile, Gleyber Torres is making a great play to rob Yordan Alvarez of the hit. Speaking of former Yankees and another infielder I definitely missed. But we're going to get to that one, too. So let's take a look at that, and let's see how all that looks. That's what I would say there. So Will be okay, I think. He just made one mistake today. He needs to be a bit more aggressive in the zone, not walk as many to 1 bombs as I'm doing. I think he has the stuff to be great. It's very King and Schmidt-esque, the way some of his breaking pitches move. His mentality, like, some people think he's only a bullpen arm, not really a starter, stuff like that. But Will can start. He'll figure it out. There has to be patience with Will. I mean, this is a situation that has been created. This is another thing. The Yankees starting rotation problems, I'm not blaming on the team because they were just too many injuries. Garrett, Luis, Clark in the beginning, Stroman, who is not great, obviously, but he's, I don't know. Like, Stroman's in a tough spot, but, like, we're relying on him, and who knows how long he's going to be out. But I don't know again with him. Like, I guess, like, Carrasco's been okay, I guess, like, serviceable. That's the best way to put it. But, like, you had to know Will was going to take his growing pains here, and there wasn't anything else they could do. There's nobody in the minors they can call up. Nobody. Because Hampton's out for the year. That was the one guy who could have considered. Clayton Peters now a reliever, also working his way back. And the bullpen does have some help coming back. Loiza's working too. He's in Tampa. So there is some reinforcements coming. But again, like, if Devin's not Devin, then they need to still do something there because it's going to hurt them when it matters. And trading him now makes no sense. If he somehow can't figure it out in the next month or two, then you probably have to consider it, I guess. But I don't think he's the guy that can't pitch in New York. I don't think his stuff's completely lost. I don't think his confidence is completely lost either. I just think it's hurt a little bit. It's a little bit temporarily broken, maybe, but not fully broken. That might be the best way to put it. So, yeah, I'm done with Devin. That was a little bit much, but like people with him are a little bit much. So I hope everyone can kind of understand where I'm coming from with this. If you still don't get it, then I give up with that. I'm done. So moving on, the trade with Jazz Chisholm with Augustine Ramirez. Oh man, Ramirez is going nuts, and Jazz Chisholm is struggling, but I know he had a few Ks tonight. I get it. I'm going through the whole thing. Oh, it was Augustine, Jared Serna, Abraham Ramirez. Well, Serna, I think, is in AAA. He's a solid infielder, but he didn't really have a place in the Yankees as like they're doing things now. They didn't get him out of high A, so like they were never gonna like bring him up anywhere. He didn't even get to AA. Augustine Ramirez, this guy's a demon. This guy's a savage. He is a beast. This guy makes hard contact. He makes loud contact. He already has 3 home runs in his first 5 games. I think he has I tweeted something from my buddy Aaron Wayington from Just Baseball. I got to check to see what it was. So I would say that I got to get my profile. It was something crazy about Augustine Ramirez. Augustine Ramirez is just like going nuts. Like I said, he is going crazy. We have a short on here of him hitting the 2 homers or whatever yesterday. There we go. 7 extra base hits in 5 games, and he's been scorching the ball. Like none of these are cheapies either. Hit an upper tank at Safeco. He hit a bomb at Marlins Park too, I think. Actually, may have been in Safeco too. My bad on that. He almost had a bomb at Marlins Loan Depot, but his swing is crazy. He makes really smooth contact, loud contact. His catching seems to be getting behind the plate. He always plays first, once for the worst. He's going to be a phenomenal right-handed hitter. And with the Yankees, they chose to take Ben Rice instead, in essence. So Augustine's definitely a better catcher than Rice. I've seen them both play in the minors. No question there. He definitely has more of the build and the body for him to be a catcher as well. Wouldn't say he's thick, though. But he's really legitimately good. And he's going to slow down. And it's obviously not going to be sustainable what he's doing so far. But Ramirez has been rising in the Yankee system for years. He lit up the Marlins AAA as well. And I thought he could have opened the season with them, but the Marlins probably wanted the extra year of service time knowing them. So that's probably why he didn't. He very well could have. AAA Jacksonville, he had 3 bombs, 12 RBIs. He had 80 plate appearances. And his where is it? It's coming. It was here. His OPS was looks like a 791. So like 254 batting average. So like he was doing okay. I mean, it was good enough to get called up. Like not bad, solid. Like 800 OPS in AAA is okay. That'll work because close enough, I guess. But he probably has some hearted outs, I'm sure. He even stole 5 bases. He can steal a little bit. He stole 22 last year in the 3 levels. That's the other thing. And that includes the AAA assignment with the Marlins last year, too. He went to Scranton, had 4 bombs there. He went off at Somerset. Where he really made his rise was 2023 in Hudson Valley. He was on a crazy tear, and he was so good. He only played there for 27 games, and they sent him up to Somerset. He started to really get on my radar, basically, as he was in Hudson, like arriving in Somerset. That's kind of what took place, and he is going to be a problem. So with Jazz, he has a year left after this year. He needs to start hitting a lot better. And could you say the Yankees lost his trade? I mean, definitely. Is it a little bit early? Yes. But the thing was it also helped Escarra emerge. And Escarra is the 3rd or fourth layer of this with Ben Rice, because they basically chose to treat Augustine over Rice, and now they've made themselves too lefty heavy to the righty heavy. Augustine could have been the DH and first baseman role that Ben Rice is right now in theory. But they didn't know Stan was going to get hurt, but they should have known Stan was going to get hurt because he always gets hurt. And that also is another Marlins trade. So all this stuff is so crazily connected, it's wild. But Augustine Ramirez, he's off the charts good right now. Jazz Chisholm, what is going on with Jazz? I need to try to get under the hood here a little bit because he's making loud contact for sure. His barrel rate's 84%. His chase rate's actually not as bad as people would think. His OPS 705 and the 176 average is obviously not good. And then he's also, his walk percentage is actually better than people might think too. Because, I mean, I guess the OPS is kind of high for the low average. His expected slug is 446. His expected WOBA is 338. And that's all above what he's doing right now. His expected batting average is 211. He's hitting under 170. So, no, I know the 211 is not good. But it's better than at least what he's like portraying right now. So here's the thing. I would say this. The A's, no, sorry. I would say this. So, like, Jazz will get better. I believe he's going to be okay. He's also the big stolen base threat, obviously. He definitely needs to run a little bit more. But if you can't score, if you can't get on, you can't steal, if you can't get on first. And I think that's his biggest problem right now. It's just not really going well for him at this moment in time. But do I think he's a lost cause? No. Am I more worried about Cody Bellinger? Yes. Bellinger has been the worst hitter on the team, and we've seen him be really bad at times. We've seen him be really good at times. He's the ultimate streaky player, but if this slide continues, we're going to have to think about sitting him down and playing Trent Grisham, who's been tremendous. 7 bombs on the year, only tied with Jazz behind Judge, who has 8. And Judge is just a specimen. Like, I don't even know what else to say about Judge anymore. I'm running out of words to describe him. And Chisholm still has a .9 WAR this year, 0.9, almost a 1 WAR, despite how bad his average is. So his WRC is 106. So he's slightly above average there. His BABIP is 186. That is so unlucky. That is not going to hold up. So the average is going to get better. He's heading into horrific luck as well. His strikeout percentage of 30 is definitely way too high. I get it. His walk rate, it's the highest of his career at 12.5. He struck out 36 times in 28 games. That's not great, obviously. Tonight, I know he did not have a good day. Him and Bellinger had 1 hit, but it seems like he did not. The way he was being slammed online. But it's just like, there is some patience that's needed with some of these people. That's all I can really say. Judge is still hitting 400. He got 2 hits today. RBI. He's an absolute machine. The power is going to come. He loves hitting at Camden Yards. I thought he could have maybe got one tonight. But we'll see. We'll see what he does. And we're going to go from there. But he's the best player in the game. By far, it's not even close right now. And he's just continues to get better and better. Yeah, Jazz was 0 for 3. It's not letting me open the full thing for some reason for the box score here. But I will figure it out. So that's what I would say there. So game day here. Yeah, let's see what we are cooking over there with game day. Okay, box, here we go. So he went, it was 3 Ks. That's why all the discords is coming. OPS is 692 now. So now his WRC is probably around 100. Okay, I get it. It's a rough stretch. He needs to get out of it, despite the batted ball luck being horrifically bad. Warren still struck out 5 in 3 1/3. Like I said, he'll get better. Big signs from Volpe. Volpe discourse is also going to be a little bit tough for me. I think his expectations are too high because they didn't sign the Seager. He was supposed to be that big shortstop because they passed on all of them. I think the Yankees did him no favors. I think he's been better than people realize. He's been a 3-WAR player the last 2 years. Is his average grade? No. Is his on-base grade? No. OPS? No. But he does have pop. He can steal some bags. He plays good defense. His speed is valuable. He is not a complete player, but he's also not a bust. And he is an above-average player. I mean, anyone who doesn't want to accept that, that's on them. And he hit a big double today. Got the Yankees back in the mix. Austin Wells drove him in. He's starting to swing a little bit better, too, these last couple days. Both of them will be fine. And for Volpe, if the arrow can continue to go up, OPS is 770. It's pretty decent. And if he can get around that 8 range, get like a 4 to 5 WAR season, I think 5 would be great because he's been around 4 the last 2 years, kind of. That's all the Yankees need. That's really all the Yankees need. With everything else they have, he doesn't have to be a superstar. I know people want him to be. I mean, anyone would want him to be, I understand, but he doesn't have to be. The way this team is built, he needs to be an above-average hitter, and he can do that. He has 5 home runs this year. His slug at 446 is pretty decent. 123 WRC plus. So, like, he hasn't been bad. There's been bad stretches, but overall, he hasn't been bad. And yeah, I know he started to go cool up, but now it looks like it's coming together. So give him some time too. It's year 3. Let's see what he can do. He's only 24 still. Have to remember that. These young players need time. They're not just coming to be superstars because that's what the fans want. It doesn't work like that. And the Yankees, like I said, they don't have that same team. They need these guys to hit. They're not going to rely on older guys like they used to, kind of like as many. They're trying to kind of go baby bombers like they did in the late 90s, early 2000s again. Some of it's sustained. It's not fair to compare the 2 eras. They're completely different. I don't want to do that at all, so I won't. Jason Dominguez needs to get better from the right side still, but his left side numbers are really, really good. I think he's going to be fine still. I'm not worried about him at all. Left field, yeah, he has to get a little bit better, but he's not god-awful out there. Is he average? Yeah, you could say maybe he's around average. There's been good stuff, there's been bad stuff, but we'll see how the season progresses. Like I said, Ballinger might need to grab some bench. Might have to go Grish, Dominguez, Judge. You might just have to run that for a bit, and then you DA Trice. So that's what I would say with that. And the reason that Augustine not having him is bad is because he's probably – him and Rice, like, they both hit the ball really hard, but Augustine Ramirez has, like, that X factor to him. I feel like Rice has been off to a hot start. I don't think it's as sustainable as what Augustine might be doing, maybe. Like, even though Augustine's only had a cup of coffee, but I think Ramirez has a more raw power. He's a better catcher. He hits the ball a little bit harder, I think, even though Rice is smoking the ball. Ramirez, back then, it was like they were both hitting really well in Double-A, so it's tough to say, but Ramirez has a higher ceiling. There we go. That's the best way to put it. Ramirez has a higher ceiling because he can catch better. That's it, really. And I think he might be a little bit of a better hitter. So he has a lot of good swing traits, a lot of cool stuff with him that could definitely translate. Ben Rice added a lot of weight in the offseason. We'll see how he continues to carry it through a year. Ramirez kind of looks the same, but they're both adjusting to big league pitching. They're both trying to make names for themselves. And could the Yankees have kept Augustine? Probably. But the thing is, like, the Marlins probably demanded him, and that was good on them. If there was another way to do it and the Yankees didn't, that's a shame on them. Because guys like that don't grow on trees. They really don't. Like, someone was saying, oh, the Yankees, this is good for them because it shows they have good hitters that they can trade for assets. Yes, but the Yankees don't have another Augustine Ramirez in their system. Rafael Flores is pretty good. So is Jesus Rodriguez, but those guys are not Augustine Ramirez. They just aren't. I don't know if you're going to see another guy like that again. It's almost like a Basada, honestly, the way he could hit. Like, it could be. That could have been the Yankees version of Basada, maybe. Austin Wells is fine, though. I have no issue with him. Never will. He's good, too. Very good. But, like, I don't know. Could you have platooned them? Could you have mixed and matched Ramirez at first and DH because Stanley gets hurt so much? Could you have passed on goalie maybe, although he's been great? Never know. Goldie's only here for a year, so who knows? A lot of things could have been different, but um, that's in the past now. It's kind of tough to say who won or lost the trade. It really depends on how Chisholm finishes this year. Obviously, if the Yankees win a championship in Chisholm's window, then they won the trade. The Marlins are not going to win a championship anytime soon. So if Augustine turns into an all-star for them, they won the trade because they don't have to pay Jazz now. Will they keep Ramirez long-term? I have no idea because they can't seem to keep anyone that's halfway decent there for more than 5 years because they want to pay him. But that's a whole other discussion. So we'll see. But it was a great fit for him. It was a great fit for them. And I understand why they did it. And the Yankees needed Jazz. I know they needed an infielder. But should they have got a legit third baseman somehow instead? Maybe kept Torres around? I don't know. These are things that we're never going to really know. And when Mayhew is coming back, don't read into his rehab stuff. I sent a message to a friend in Somerset, and they told me that they can't really tell if anything's different because it's double-A pitching, but he didn't really specify if he changed anything mechanically. But he does look maybe a little healthier, I guess, for now. But, it's double-A pitching. Remember that. It does not matter. Rehab assignments do not translate to major leagues at all. You could be horrifically bad and come back and be great, or you could be great and come back and be awful. You don't know how that's going to translate. You have no idea. So everyone stop getting hyper when they use rehab. Does he deserve a chance to come back? I guess because the Yankees are paying him. That's why he will come back. But at the same time, it probably isn't warranted. Let's say if DJ LeMahieu was a Met, he would have been DFA. Let's just say that. Let's call the spade a spade. Because McNeil just came back and he's a little bit better than DJ. And yeah, I know there are some comparable stuff, but he's not as bad as LeMahieu was. And he hit a bomb today too, McNeil. But LeMahieu simply should take away Pablo Reyes' spot because Reyes is not a major league player. I don't want them to lose Peraza for DJ. It should be Reyes, in my opinion, despite what people are saying about Raza right now. I'd like to see more still because, I think there's more in there. There's more ability to be good than Reyes has. Reyes is what he is. He's a finished product. He's not going to get better. Peraza could get better, but maybe he needs to change the scenery too. Maybe they got to do right by the player to get him out. Maybe a team needs to give him a full look and just see what he can do. Because playing a few times a week ain't it for him, obviously. And he can't go down because there's no more options. So someone was saying he can go down. He cannot go down. Cannot. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to the minors. You don't know what's going on. And the same thing with Yoendris Gomez, another great pitcher who in the system at the time, who is now on the Dodgers. He came out, he pitched great in his Dodgers debut at 4 Ks and 3 scoreless innings. I feel like he could have stayed with the Yankees. I know their bullpen's getting tight, and they brought back Matzik and a few other things are going on there. But I feel like Yogo was invaluable because he could have been a spot start. He could have helped them with length. I know Yarbo did that today, but Yarbo's another guy that really relies on smokes and mirrors. How long is that sustainable? I don't know. The Orioles can't hit lefties, so it worked out great tonight. But is that going to be the case tomorrow? I have no idea. Or whenever he pitches next, he's very volatile too. So I guess it's been more good than bad for Yarbo, maybe. But it's a tough situation for him too. He might survive the year. I like the fact that Matzik came back. I know he's been through a lot. He's down to a 4.11, so yeah, it's okay, whatever. So J.C. Escarra, last but not least, J.C. Escarra. J.C., like I said before, what he's done has been incredible. He should be commended for it. He definitely has a lot of pop in that bat. Like I said, he could have hit 10 to 15 if he had enough playing time. He has 1. And his defense has been good. He's been catching good games. And here we go, too. Max Fried only has 1 good start. Really? Max Fried has had a bunch of good starts. There's been 1 A start. Obviously, it's not true at all. It's obvious that there's been 1 A start. It's not true. His ERA is of 1.5. What are we even talking about here? I know he hasn't been great. He hasn't been perfect. They were talking about him pitching out of jams, having that extra guts and gear to get out of it, but that's what an ace does. So Max Fried is an ace. And He's given up like 2 runs or less in every start but one. So what are we talking about here? I don't know. And dismiss the fact that JC caught that 11K game in Detroit just because it was cold is also embarrassing. The game was still played, and the Tigers currently have a better record than the Yankees. So I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. All I'm hearing is nonsense lately, and I've really had enough of all of it. Here's the bottom line with the Yankees, and I'm going to switch because I know it's been a while. The bottom line with the Yankees is this. The team's not good enough to win a championship. Nothing that I've seen has changed that opinion. Nothing's really made me feel better or worse as much because it's not a championship caliber team. It just isn't. Until they make a few trades, maybe. But like I said, their farm system's so bare. If you don't give up Lombard or Spencer Jones, then there's not that much to work with in terms of value, how other teams see it. Not saying there's not good players in the system that are good, that could be go big leaguers, but no one's going to chop over value charts except if it's those two. But they have things to make certain deals, yes. But it just depends how far they want to go. Is it worth it? That's the stuff that needs to really be evaluated here. And I'll do a standings check, and then we'll send off the Yankees. So they're 1.5 up still, 17-12. I'm pretty sure this is updated because it's MLB.com. It should be. So, yeah, that's what it is. And Warren's been better at home on the road. But, I just think, the Yankees are in an all-right spot to make the playoffs, fine. But, again, not a championship caliber team. And that's not the fault of the guys on this field. It's the fault of the construction of it. They just don't have the bodies in there with the injuries, especially in the rotation. There's nothing to do about that. The offense, they did not supply them with a third baseman. There's not enough right-handed hitting on the bench. So that's going to be exposed when there's good left-handed pitching. It just is. It doesn't really – there's not much they can do to compensate for that until they make a deal. And it's April, so no deal's going to happen anytime soon. Earliest you might see them in this next month, probably something minor maybe. Then maybe June some wheels start to turn. And July it really heats up. So the Yankees are doing what they got to do for now. They're treading water. And all they need to do really is make the playoffs. That's it. And then go from there. I know it's stupid. I hate the crapshoot analogy, but that's really all they can do. They're not going to probably be the best team in the American League. I think it's going to be the Tigers. I know they're close, but the Tigers beat the Yankees, and their pitching staff's better. Their hitting it's not as good most likely, but they have their bench is better. I'll say that much. Their bullpens could be close. So the Tigers' bullpen was nasty last year. If the Yankees get Williams right, their bullpen will be one of the best in baseball. And even if they don't, it's still pretty good, but they need it to be elite. That should be the one strength the Yankees have over everyone else. So, again, that's why the Williams thing, it's a contract year. You think he's trying to pitch poorly? You think he's trying to leave a bad mark in his family? He just had a kid. He's trying to set his family again. He wants to be comfortable. He wants to like the guys. I don't think he doesn't want to be a Yankee. I think that's a bunch of crap. And I think the reason why he brought up the Dodgers was just because that was the fact. How many times have we heard different things about players saying, oh, I thought I was going to go here? We've heard that all the time. So why is Devin getting the slack for that? Jesus Luzardo was supposed to be a Cub, but no one complains about that. The Cubs botched the trade. The Dodgers didn't do what they had to do. His agent just said they were close and the Yankees came in. He was just letting everyone know what happened. Should he not have said anything? Sure, I guess. But, at the end of the day, that's not a big deal. Either is the facial hair thing to me. I just doesn't bother me at all. And I don't know if it bothers people before me. Even people my age, I'm seeing get annoyed by it. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? First of all, it's outdated. It was in the 70s. Come on now. That's enough with that. And I don't want to hear the stupid jokes anymore about any of it. Devin and Luke and everything. But, Weaver is my closer. It's going to make me bash my head through this computer, too. What does that even mean? First of all, he's not yours. And Devin's still better. I don't understand how no one can figure that out. It's unless he really just can't get it together at all. But Devin is better than Luke Weaver. Sorry to present a fact. It's true. And if Devin goes somewhere else and has success, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised at some point. And then Luke's going to have to get paid next year too, I guess. But Devin just has to keep his head down, work, and we'll see what he does. And then when he goes back to Yankee Stadium, the fans better not boo him again. He's trying to figure it out. Give him some leeway. He's losing a few games in April that are basically – is it going to cost the Yankees a playoff spot? In my opinion, no. If this comes back to bite them, then that's a different story maybe. But it hasn't so far. So I don't think that's an issue. I really don't. Losing a few games in April is not going to kill anyone personally. I think they can be just fine, honestly. Like, we've seen them start bad in April, and they're 17-12. It's not even like the sky's falling. They're still in first place. So, like, I know the winning division is preferable, and they could definitely do it because I feel like the Red Sox are still the only threat, even though Tampa's getting this little stretch. Blue Jays, the Yankees should have swept, obviously, I know. But again, going back to this thing, guess how many runs the Yankees scored that night when Devin Williams blew the save? 2. And everyone's trying to make it seem like it was a slam dunk. It was a slam dunk situation that the Yankees should have had won. I mean, yes, you want to get the save. It's supposed to be 1-2-3, despite if it's only 2-1, but whatever. But, like, you can't expect to win many games when you score 2 runs. I don't care who's pitching. 2 runs gives you no margin for error. None at all. Let's say the Yankees had 5 or 6. Maybe they win. And, of course, they didn't get anything in the bottom of the ninth. They could have came back, but they didn't. So it's not all on Devin. It's a team game. And he's trying to get acclimated. I think the clubhouse stuff is overblown. He also, my buddy Frank Luna knows him, and he did go out to a public signing with the fans. So he wasn't trying to hide from fans. He wanted to make a good impression right away. And he went to the mall. He signed a few autographs, talked to him quickly. And it's just a different environment. He's a soft-spoken dude. He likes to grow his beard. I mean, he didn't ask to be traded to the Yankees. I get it. So he wasn't cool with not having the shave because it doesn't – if some people look weird. They don't like it. I mean, I'm fine either way. But, like, I get it. Some people don't. But it is what it is. So now they don't have to worry about it, and that's good. And now future players will thank him. And the Yankees will benefit from this in the future because they're going to get guys that they wouldn't have got previously because there's definitely a few guys that did not come to the Yankees because of that stupid rule, and it definitely cost them in certain situations. You can't tell me it didn't. I don't care what anyone says. And then the judge saying the thing about, oh, then they shouldn't be here anyway. Well, that's their style. Like, they don't have to conform their style if they don't want to. That's it. And he's judge, like I said, phenomenal. Like, someone was having a discussion with me earlier. Is he the king of New York or is Jalen Brunson the king of New York? And to me, it was really, really interesting because, like, Jalen's been better in the playoffs, but Judge basically already has a Hall of Fame career. He's the AL home run king. His regular season status is, like, unquestioned, but none of them's won a championship yet. So whoever gets that chip first kind of gets the tip to me. But let's say Brunson goes to the Eastern Conference Finals and somehow beats the Celtics, and Judge has another bad postseason, then you can entertain it. If Brunson wins the championship, then it's definitely him, and vice versa. Judge finally breaks through and wins that championship. It's a closed case closed, just like the 62 home runs, the AL record. So he's just incredible. He does everything well. And the thing that's underrated about Judge is that he goes to all the fields. He doesn't pull happy, doesn't try to do too much. He's not going to chase. Like, he just gets better and better and better, and I commend him. I really do. I just can't believe how good he's been. The way he responded after a horrific postseason, after the memes and the butts of the jokes that we saw for the last 4 to 5 months or however long it's been. He put his head down, he worked, he took it personally, the whole Soto situation, and that's where I'm going to get to next. Soto made some comments that definitely got overblown. He talked to the Post about the story about Judge saying that he wasn't getting as good as line of protection. And this really rubbed people the wrong way because Alonso was also having a really good year too. And, like, at one point for a while, like, Judge was first, OPS, Alonso was second. I don't know if it's still the same, but Soto was saying he wasn't seeing as many fastballs. He was going to pitch differently. They were walking him more. But like I've been saying, with Soto, he's still hitting the ball hard. He still did it today. He's just not elevating it. He's not really getting those ribbies and those homers. And he's kind of just hitting ground balls hard. But once he elevates the ball, he's going to be fine. And the thing that's annoying about this is that he doesn't want to talk to anybody now because of the situation at Citi Field with the comments to the Post. whenever you go to Citi Field, no one can talk to him. No one. And it sucks for all of us that want to try to speak with him in the Spanish media especially. So, I wish that would get straightened out. He almost kind of went yards today at 2 hits, opposite field again. And they made a good point in the broadcast. He's been elevating the ball better in the field, in the opposite field. So maybe he's not. Maybe he's coming off of the. Maybe he's just I don't know, how do I explain this? He's kind of hitting the top of the ball from the pull side. Maybe he's fully going through the lifting part of it, the driving part of it on the opposite field because he can extend more. I don't know, but if he gets that full extension and pulls it good, then you would think that would be it. But maybe he's just simplifying the opposite field approach, and it's he's getting under it a little bit better. I don't know. That's a thing that we're gonna have to see how that progresses. The 3 bombs and 12 RBIs is not what anyone wants, and the fact that he still has those numbers when we last spoke, definitely not good for any Met fan. So, but he's getting hits. He's still walking. 2 walks today. So he's not a complete waste right now, but he's not what he's being paid for, obviously. That's just a straight fact right now. But that could change. Or it might not. We'll see. But, okay. So, though, the fact that, we can't get stories from him is very frustrating. I think, I'm not sure what needs to be done or how to fix it or address it, but, he needs to be more accessible to, media, I guess, but he has to get comfortable, I guess. I feel like maybe once he starts to heat up, that's when maybe we'll get to see him more out there. But I don't know. Tuesday I won't be there. Wednesday I have an event, a cool one with Buck and Randall, so we'll see how that goes. And then Thursday I'm not there. I'll probably turn up for the next series when they return home. Tomorrow is Verdone versus Gibson, so that's a good thing. I think the Yankees will bounce back because the Orioles cannot hit left-handed pitching, and so it's good for them. The Mets had a catastrophically bad loss yesterday, 8-7. They were up 7-1. They blew it. Soto lost a sunball. There was an error late with Alonso. They just completely collapsed. The bullpen didn't have it. Stanek was rough. They didn't want to use Diaz for some reason. Is he hurt? We don't know. Is there more going on there? They didn't need him today, obviously, because it was 19-5. So I guess he'll probably get some work in tomorrow, you would think, against the D-backs maybe. Let me check who's pitching really quick. But today, oh, man, the Mets today went off. That's all I could say. They went nuts. That is absolutely craziness what took place over there with the Mets. So, yeah. That's what I would say there. But they're 20-9. They're the best team in baseball. And a mind-blowing stat to me is that I tweeted on my Twitter, and I'll bring it back up, is that they have had all their pitchers have given up 4 runs or less, starting pitchers, all 29 games. And their rotation looked like it was makeshift and Band-Aids. Griffin Canning went on a good day today. 5 scoreless, 5 Ks. Then you had McGill continues to be really good too. He was good again yesterday. He continues to light it up. The biggest issue for them is Minter. We got to see what they're going to do there. I think, to me, if I was them, I would go an unconventional route here. I would call up Brandon Sproat. I would extend the rotation, and then I would mix and match a little bit with certain guys in the back end. Or maybe, and then I know Harina is not the answer. That much we know. And then there's definitely a few other guys they considered too. I know they brought Raley back because of the rehab from injury. Could they sign David Robertson? Yes, I think they should. That's my ace in the hole. They should go get David Robertson. He knows how to pitch in New York. It's exactly what they need to replace Minter, a high leverage arm. Is it going to take him some time to get ready? Yeah, but it could be worth it. He might still have something left. He was pretty good last year. I know he's 40, but he can still pitch. So, yeah. Tomorrow's Rodriguez versus David Peterson. D-backs Mets is going to be a good litmus test for the Mets because the D-backs are a very good team. They were battling for a wild card last year. Looks like the Mets are not going to have to battle for a wild card in this early going. Diamondbacks are going to have to battle for one, for sure, because because they're playing in the best division in the league. The NL West is a gauntlet. Let's see. Here, Mets are 20. They have a 4.5 game lead. The Braves are a mess. They're kind of trying to figure it out. DC is not ready yet, but they have a lot of nice pieces. Marlins are Marlins, although they're playing better than I'll give them credit. Augustin Ramirez is lighting up for them, and he's helping a little bit. But that's not going to last, obviously. The Phillies aren't going anywhere. They will be a playoff team, I would think. Chicago Cubs are looking good. Reds are hanging in, and the West has 4 teams besides the Rockies. So that's like it's going to be a tough mix in the NL. The AL is way more cut and dry. To me, it's Yankees, Red Sox, maybe Tampa's an ace in the hole. Detroit's definitely taking the Central. I don't trust the Mariners because I don't trust their hitting, but it's looking better in the early going. If they lose Logan Gilbert for a while, that's a huge problem. I still think the Rangers are the cream of the crop in that division. The A's are a little sneaky too, and the Astros, you can't count them out. We'll see what they do. Cam Smith's starting to figure it out. Christian Walker had a bomb a few days ago. Sorry, I feel like Jordan's due to heat up too. So the Astros are definitely a threat still, I would say. Hunter Brown's been unbelievable too. All right, but back to Mets. I definitely want to close out some Mets points here. This is longer than I would normally like to go, just to get a lot of stuff off my chest here. And it's just like, again, Williamson's not Joey Gallo. Everyone needs to get that thought out of their head. And no one should be applauding what took place. The fact that Yankees had to make that change is not good. It's a disgrace. It's embarrassing to everyone involved. And if he's not closing again, that's a problem. Because like everyone's like, oh, no, if Luke's really good, they're not going to take him out of closer role. Well, if Devin's really good, he's still better than when Luke's really good. So I'm going to debate that too. If Devin puts together, let's say, 7 to 8, even 10 scoreless outings, he should be closing again. Like, but Luke's ERA is not going to stay at 0. Like, everything's going to even itself out. We'll see. I'm not saying I want Luke to do bad, but he's going to give up runs. Like, remember Clay Holmes' ERA? Look how that went. We see this all the time. Class A, Williams' ERA was really low at a point in time. And the crazy thing about Devin is that, like, he's almost given up more runs this year than last year. Actually, he has, but it's also a smaller sample size. Like, it was only 20-something innings, but still not good, obviously. I think it took him like 60-something innings to give up this many or something, like, based on the 2-year stretch. So, yeah, he's going through it. It's bad. And to me, he needs to refine the color. Like, throw the color a little bit more, like, make it more of an emphasis. Like, the Yankees have so many guys that could teach him that. Maybe incorporate a different type of change, like one that doesn't move as much. Like, if you got 2 different changes, maybe do like a circle, and then like the airbender can still stay, and then maybe a 2-seam. But try to get some different variations. Carlos Rodon went through this too, and Rodon's been pitching really well. Hats off to him, and I think he's going to do good tomorrow too. But he only had the fastball and the slider, so they gave him a curve again. They gave him a change again. And now he's looking a little bit better. He had to use more pitches, so Devin might need a 3rd pitch, and that's fine. Command the airbender a little bit better. Try to work to get that fastball velo back to where it needs to be. I saw 94 and say that's good. He needs to be playing more consistently. Like, he can't be having all these long layoffs. So I know that having the kid and like ineffectiveness was part of it, but now it's go time. He's got to be in there every other day at least, hopefully. Sometimes back-to-back days. Like, this one needs to happen to get him back on track, so he feels good and everything feels normal. Okay. And then the one last thing I'll say here is that about Brett Baty being called down, I thought it was ridiculous. I didn't think it was warranted. I don't think it was fair to him. He hit an upper deck job against Wheeler, and then he gets sent down. Like, I don't know what kind of message that's sending. It's definitely not a good one. Should the Mets trade him? Maybe. It's possible. If they could get something decent in return for him, it should definitely be explored. But I don't know how much they can get with just him. I don't know exactly what they're looking for. Could they trade him for a reliever to replace Minter? That could be a play, maybe, a thought. Another starting pitcher down the line, and could he be part of that? But, like, I think he can still play in this league. I think he still needs that full runway. It's always bits and pieces, and he was starting to hit better, and then he goes back down. He's doing what he has to do down there, too. So, yeah, I mean, that's where he's at, and we'll see if he gets back up. Or will he be back up with another team? It's definitely possible. Well, he's going to have to keep his head down and work hard in the minors. It's a tough part of the business. Like he told me last week when I put this on the screen, but it is what it is. So Acuna's doing what he has to do. He's more valuable around the diamond and like running in certain situations. Better defender. I get that. Although Brett's defense wasn't too bad, except I know there was some things that wasn't perfect, but overall, he even adjusted the second well. I think Acuna should be playing the outfield a little bit more. Jeff McNeil in center is definitely a choice, but so far so good. The guy Escarra, they like probably shouldn't roster, but they don't. But I get it because like Brett's wasn't playing enough to justify keeping him up, so that's why they did what they did, and I guess that's all they could really do. Because Acuna's kind of a better guy that rotates in the bench. It feels like Brett needs to get those reps, keep the bat, keep the swing going. Because like Acuna's never going to be like a big time hitter probably, but there's definitely a chance that Baty could. Like Acuna could be like an average, serviceable, slightly above average hitter. He's not his brother, like I said, on a fair comp. McNeil, we'll see how much he has left. He did play good today. Francisco Alvarez had a big shot in his return, his first game of the season. I think first at bat too, actually. Or one of his first at-bats of the year. He went yard. So good for him to see him back. Like I said, that speaking English story of him is in the works for sure. We'll be working on that one. Unfortunately, it's not going to continue this week, but that's definitely a long play that's in play, and it will be used by us. And it's a cool story, like I said last week. Alvarez definitely has to hit better than he has like last year. They need his bat for sure. They need Soto to start hitting because the fact that they're still this good and he's not hitting for power is actually insane. I have to say that is nuts. So that's a good thing for them. And it's showing how well-rounded the team is. McNeil, didn't update the stats. He has a bomb, but whatever. He's only has like 11 or 12 at bat so far. So that's how that's going with him. We'll see how he does. Last year's OPS was 692 and then 711 2023. To me, like he's kind of on borrowed time. I feel like him and Marte are kind of flowing. Like how much longer is it going to last for him? He's 33 and we signed for I think maybe 2 more years, but like how much is left, I don't know. He's not really better than what most of their options are for the most part, but we'll see them in Taylor and Theory are down. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Mets handle this. Their bench is very crowded. They have a lot of options. They can mix and match a little bit. So we'll see how they want to handle things going forward. But they have all the power right now because of their record of 20-9. They can do whatever they want. Every decision they're making seems to be sound. So before I go with that, there is one more player I want to touch on. I'm pretty sure I'll do a Sean Manaea update. Let's see what's going on with Manaea. He won't throw for 2 weeks. He had a setback that's 4 weeks ago, but I thought there was something else. No, but it looks like that's the latest with him. He was cleared to resume throwing 2 weeks ago. There we go. So he's on his way back. We'll see. So maybe he's like 6 weeks away. Yeah. So I would say this. It's very interesting what's taking place here. So I think the Mets are a legitimate World Series contender. More so than the Yankees, yes. The Dodgers are very beat up right now. Their pitching's in shambles. Glasnow, Snell, 13 pitchers in the IL. They got a lot of work to do. Their lineup is still incredible. Still probably the best in baseball. Max Muncy hasn't even started hitting yet. And they're still pretty good, too. Otani's been not his ungodly self. Mookie Betts, same situation. Freddie Freeman has been hitting good, too. Again, the power needs to come, and I'm sure it will. And their biggest obstacle, Phillies, it seems like the Mets have figured out how to beat the Phillies. They kind of have the Phillies numbers, so the Phillies don't want to figure that out. Looks like they're the best team in the division for now. Central Cubs could be interesting, but I feel like the Mets are better than the Cubs. So to me, the Mets' biggest obstacle is the NL West. Like any of those 4 teams, even the Giants could be a problem for the Mets. They've been playing well. It seems like they got that magic back again that they had a few years ago where they overachieved. The Diamondbacks, like I said, very good, well-rounded team. Suarez just launched 4 home runs the other day. So I can't wait to see what he does at City, even though I won't be there live, unfortunately. Um, and then the Padres are still really good too. They probably might need a few more bats, maybe. Could probably use another rotational arm, maybe towards the back end, but or like maybe someone in the front line to kind of solidify things more. But they're definitely doing well, all things considered. I would say could probably use another bat too, a little more power somewhere. Maybe someone from the left side to balance things out. Bogarts has been bad. They might want to figure that out. But his contract's so crazy, like it's hard. You can't always say him. So Yu Darvish hasn't thrown a pitch yet this year, so that'll help them when he returns. He's definitely towards the back end too. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna close down, just double checking everything now, and then we'll go from there. That's what we gotta do. Yep. So okay. Um, that's it. I'm spent. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. This was definitely overdue for a couple different things. And then, yeah, that's about all I have. Like, I think I just want to end with the Max Fried thing because it's so funny to me still. He's a 1.43 ERA, 33, 5-0 record. And then, like, yeah, maybe the strikeout numbers weren't there, but what was wrong with the Royals start giving up 2 earned, 7 Ks, and 6 2/3? I don't see what's up wrong with that. That's a high level start to me. And then obviously Tiger speaks for itself. Even the one yesterday, I mean, it wasn't like the prettiest thing in the world, but he still gave up 1 run in 6 innings. Like, that's a freaking good start. I don't care how you get to that. Even if you only strike out 3. And yeah, his strikeouts have dropped a little bit, but he'll get those back. Sometimes he'll fluctuate a little bit. Like, he averages around a K per inning. He's not like Cole. He doesn't strike out quite as many as Cole. He'll get his 200 if he pitches enough innings for sure. But he's not like a shutdown strikeout guy. And he's never hit his 2 actually. But I think he could this year. This could be the year maybe. He might end up getting his 200 innings that he needs. He's never started more than 30 games. So if he makes his 35 starts this year, then he gets all the innings. I think he can still hit 200. So maybe this will be the first year he does it. And in large part, to me, it's like the lineup construction, too. Before I go, the Yankees lineup construction is so fluctuating, confusing, and doesn't make much sense. And yeah, you could say it's working kind of, and they're hitting well at certain points, but like there's no consistency. Here's what I would do before we go. Bellinger needs to get out of the 3 spot. That is not working out. Put Austin Wells back up there. He hits better at the top of the lineup. Why is Wells at the bottom? I have no idea. Still, Volpe and Dominguez, if you want to flop them on certain occasions, fine. I wouldn't be against that either because Volpe at the bottom gives you more speed and versatility. Whoever's playing third base automatically. The 9-hitter. And then Goldschmidt should be anywhere from 1 to 4. He's been that good. And it's crazy that he's looking more like a Larissa Rise than what we thought we would get. But hey, if you're going to hit with that good of an average, there can't really be a complaint, especially when LPS is good too. Would you like more power in ribbies? Yeah, but if he's getting on base like that, everyone else can figure it out, I guess. Ben Rice is like, he should be towards the more of like the, I don't put him more like the 5 to 7 range, I think. Might balance things better. I mean, Bellinger's been rough, so if you want to put Rice at a Bellinger, I completely get it. Maybe Rice 5, Belly 7, something like that. And then Volpe 8, Dominguez 6. Oh, no, I just sandwiched 3 lefties. Now, okay, I get it, whatever. But, yeah, so that's how I would go with that. Okay, so everyone subscribe to the channel, Arskina. Podcast is on Spotify. Working towards Apple soon, hopefully. A lot of big things coming up. We'll see how the next week looks. I might not be back for a week now since I did 2 kind of quick, like from Thursday to Monday. But all this stuff had to be expressed. And, hey, both teams are in first place. So things could be worse, especially from the Yankees side concerning all the injuries. And then if they both make the playoffs like last year, I'm going to have to do some research for next episode. But I will. And everyone will hold me to this. When was the last time the Yankees and Mets both made the playoffs in back-to-back seasons? It's been a minute. I would definitely have to think about that. I'm not even sure how old I was the last time that took place. That's going to be a Google research assignment for me that I will present next episode. So, thanks everyone. I appreciate it. Yeah, the issue is like they have too many lefties. That's what it is. But trying to like still think about the lineup. That's funny. But okay. So thanks again, everyone. I appreciate it. Looking forward to what's ahead. For everyone welcoming me on the network and the channel means a lot. I've enjoyed the process of all of it, and I'm looking forward to more months. My first month is basically in the books, the regular season, only 2 days left. So, one down, 5 to go, but then in October, so might be 6 to go with the way both these teams are playing. And that's exactly what everyone wants because Team New York started for a championship.